Hello beautifuls, my name is Quavia. I'm the creator of JuJu Thyme. In this video we're going to be leaning into our own spiritual ears so that way we can hear the message that your spirits brought you here to listen for. This is a collective message, and this message is to assist us in going towards our own individual paths towards love, joy, peace, and abundance. I've already divined and set and channeled some of the messages that was immediately coming through to me. So let's just jump right in and get on with the message, all right? So first and foremost, the first thing that immediately I was feeling and what I was seeing was this sensation of a lot of things happening all at once. So this can be very literal for you in terms of a lot of things happening at the same time. But this can also come into the forms of ideas and revelations. But what I'm seeing from this is that there seems to be, what I see is you as an individual, you are like this walking scale, right? But the scale that you are holding in your hands is the scales that has your transformation and your liberation like in your hands, because what I am seeing is that these two concepts that in a way spirit is having you straddle, or at least this has been a big theme that's been showing up in your life lately, because the things that are coming all at once, you know, whether it's physical things, like, just things just happening, or they're more, conceptual things, like, for example, ideas, or like these like revelations about like about yourself, about your path, about what you need and what you want, your purpose, XYZ, right? Some of it are definitely things that you have been waiting for, but there's also an aspect of it as being very shocking, being very, what I'm seeing is an earthquake. So it's like this, and it's like an internal earthquake, like this internal earthquake of being shocked or surprised, in a way, sometimes depending on the news, maybe even saddened, a bit. I just heard the word lonely as well, and even from what I'm sensing move through me, it's almost like a nervousness. It's almost like a nervousness of things just not happening in the way that you thought. But the reasoning that I'm seeing, because as soon as I said that, I saw an individual with, once again, they're like the scale. So they're in the middle, and they are the scale that has, this transformation and this liberation in their hands. And so this is spirit encouraging you that you have the tools, that despite what may come your way, they have been, making you like equipped with these kinds of ideas and tools associated with transformation, tools associated with your liberation, right? Which can go hand in hand, which is why it's like you're straddling both and not just one. This is also your ancestors, or your elevated ancestors are definitely taking a big role into this, because there's this need. The reason like all of this is coming to you, these revelations, these truths, these ideas about there's just so much. But there's a need for you, because the next steps is like this state of wiping the slate clean in regards to your energy, in regards to your emotionality. So this could even be like something that you are made aware of, and there's like this complete shift in identity. Yeah, this complete shift in identity that helps to cater you and move you into your next focus, right? Into your next focus of where your spirits in your spiritual court is needing you to be. All right. Before I start pulling, just more cards and things like this, there is also, when I was channeling, there was this sense that I was being challenged, right? And so looking at the reading and channeling through, the message that was moving through me very, very strongly was that there's an aspect of something that you believe in that is being challenged. It's being challenged over and over and over again. And it's yourself that's doing the challenging. And this is something like in regards to like a concept that was ingrained into you. And depending on your own path, depending on how this resonates, this feels like two different energies. This feels as though this is something that your spirit is needing you to be free of. Once again, that liberation, and that transformation, or to get deeper into. So whatever has been, whatever you've been feeling called to research, being called to read up on, even if it's like, oh, I don't want to go down that path anymore because that's not what I want, or or whatnot. There's something about, even if like it's to go deeper into, if you're feeling called to go deeper into it, it's not so that way you can get back on track of that path. No, that's not the point, because you're here now, and so you definitely are getting, you're stepping more into your authenticity, into your own individual path, right? But there could be some information for you to get deeper. And so that way there's not these contradicting forces like fighting within you, you can get a better clarity of like, okay, what does this mean to me now? This is in a way for those that feel it as a way of like, I feel like I need to go deeper into this set topic. This is just assisting you in being very fluent in at least like where you are now in your path, getting more fluid in like reconciling these perhaps contradicting things that you were taught. That way there's more peace. There's more peace inside of you, and not like this idea. So for example, let's say you struggle with the concept of, for example, like you're going to go to hell, for example, right? But now you're on this path, and now you're not quite, you're not so sure about that anymore. But because it's so ingrained in you, you may be feeling called to just go deeper and just get a better understanding of what this means for you, or as I said, this could be a chance that your spirit is wanting you to, in a way, transform and liberate yourself from, you know, to not have, there's just this contradicting war, you know. But basically, it's basically shaking up your understanding. It's shaking up your understanding about some of these ingrained concepts. Yeah. So let us look into some practical steps that you can be considering as you know, as you are moving towards your own path, towards peace, love, and joy and abundance. We have our inner work and our outer work that we're going to be focusing on, because they go hand in hand, right? When you focus on the inner, you're also focusing on the outer. So we have inner work and outer work. So our inner work is if you have the tarot deck, it would be the Empress. It would be the Empress. So that's the inner work, okay? So for this inner work, Spirit is wanting you to, oh, how can I even say this? Okay, I'll tell you what I'm seeing. I'll tell you what I'm seeing, and hopefully the words start to flow, right? So basically what I'm seeing is like there's like this river or this ocean, it more feels like, because it's like a wave. It's a wave of energy. It's a wave of inspiration. It's like a wave of just confidence. It's just, and it's a lot. It's a lot. This is definitely the, you know, the feeling and the sensation that, you know, it's like I'm wanting to go to sleep. So I see myself wanting to go to sleep, but because there is like, it's like I'm getting downloads and downloads and downloads of just, oh my goodness, this idea, this idea, this idea. Oh, like why don't I try that or do this? Or it's just a lot. It is a lot, and it's so exciting because like there's something like this, what I'm seeing now is like a dam has broken. A dam has broken, and it's just flooding through now. A lot is flooding through. So whatever work that you've been putting in, boy, it is coming. It is coming through strong, and it's definitely, you know, this is the inner work, so it's definitely spiritually, definitely emotionally. I did say something about, oh yeah, clean slates energetically and emotionally. Yeah, this clean slate is just like, whew, and it's like this, this movement of water. This movement of water is very profound. So if you feel called to work with water, communicate with water, in whatever body of water that may be near you, or even if you don't have a body of water near you, if it rains, or it doesn't matter, working with water, communicating with water, using water as a way and a symbol of cleaning, of just, you know, cleaning you emotionally and energetically. This will be definitely beneficial for you, because there is this sense like this dam breaking, and though water is fantastic, it can also be a lot when there's too much, right? So there is this sensation, of course, as being overwhelmed, right? Like needing to sleep, but it's like, oh my goodness, like so, you know, so many of these ideas. I'm not getting drowning or anything like that, so no, you know, don't go off the deep end on that one, okay? But it's not the sensation of drowning. It's just the sensation of there's so much, where do I start? And it's, as I said, this is wiping the slate clean, but this is what you've been waiting for, and that dam is opening. So whatever you've been doing, continue doing it. If you feel called to work with water, do it. Definitely it will, you know, it will fuel it will fuel the connection that you're having spiritually, something within you is growing. Definitely just spiritually, yeah, energetically, that is definitely growing. For the outer work, we have key 8. This is a major arcana card 8. For those of you that, as I said, you know, you have your own tarot deck and you want to see what that is. And the outer work is speaking a lot on perfection, but it's speaking on not focusing so much on perfection, that through this journey, through these waves and this inspiration, the things that are coming, XYZ, you're gonna learn in your errors. Now, I have to say, Spirit is definitely with you for sure. I mean, water is one of our oldest ancestors. And so don't go against what your higher self, what your spirits, of course, are telling you to do, because once again, they are definitely assisting you with this journey. Your spiritual court are heavily with you during this time. But when there are errors, when things, you know, when there are things that you're just, you know, if, you know, as I said, there's a lot coming and it's could be very overwhelming as well. But when an error happens, or when something is not as perfect as you had imagined it to be, there are lessons in that, you know. There is something about you just doing, researching. It feels very, very much active. You know, it feels very much active, and this is the space that in terms of what you can be doing with that outer work is being very deliberate in just action, basically, okay? Don't worry about perfection. Don't worry about making mistakes. And when it happens, jot it down, learn from it, and then the next one will be even better, because it's like trial and error, and then you start getting this formula of, oh, this works for me. Oh, I like this. Okay, well, this drains my energy. It's too much for me right now. Okay, write it down, you know, book it, and, you know, until maybe a couple days or next week or something. There's something very much with you just really moving and taking action here, okay? Let's get a few more cards just to get more clarity and guidance, of course. Alrighty. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Yeah. Well, you have two major arcana cards right here. So there's definitely some strong spiritual houses, your strong spiritual and, you know, elevated ancestors and spirits that are definitely coming through. But balance, spirituality, and practicality. And we'll get one more. I'm feeling called over here. I'm feeling moved over here. Alrighty. Your anchor is all about restoring. Your anchor is all about restoring and realizing how illuminated you are shining right now. How, you know, how much you have just released, and how much you are definitely seeking to find peace, to find balance, once again, to restore. A clean slate energetically and emotionally. A lot of things are coming through. The dam is breaking. Concepts that may be that may be contradictory inside of you. You're being called to settle that battle. Come to an understanding that works for you. All right, so that's the message that I'm feeling called to speak on. I hope that it gave you some guidance, some instruction, some encouragement, and also some awareness of what will be coming. So that way you're just prepared. It's not going to be a shock for you. It's like, oh, no, Quavia did say that this was going to happen. All right, I already know what to do. Actually, I've already been doing it, period. done. You know? So, alrighty, beautifuls, thank you for being here with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Truth and love.